Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. So, y'all heard already the Lil Durk situation with his co-defendant OTF Dede and everything. It's a lot of people weighing in on it because now they thinking, did he tell? Is he taking the plea deal? What's gonna happen to Lil Durk? Comment, let me know what y'all think is gonna happen to Lil Durk. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and everything like that. And so let's get right into it, man. So basically, this is one of the key people in the whole case. Like, they already know that he knows a whole lot about what happened, and basically, like, they don't know if he actually talked to them or not. They don't know what the details of this whole entire plea deal is. That's why a lot of people is actually spooked right now. They don't know what the future of Lil Durk is, because think about all the stuff that they rapped about, and they had a reputation that everything is basically true. And now that the feds are looking at everything, now that 12 is on them and some people jammed up and locked up, and they start looking at everything they did, and if they saying that everything they said in the song is true, what do you think they're going to do it? You know, you got to put two and two together. That's what they're doing. It's a bad situation for Durk, and with his co-defendant being such a prominent person in the whole entire situation, it's basically up to him right now to decide what's going to be Lil Durk's actual like sentence and everything like that. And so pretty much, you know, hopefully he didn't do nothing to try to get Durk more time or anything like that, because there's a lot of people on both sides looking at it. And you got to remember, it's a lot of people that wanted justice for what happened, and it's a lot of people that's saying free Durk and everything. Let me know, you know, whatever side you guys stand on. If y'all Lil Durk fans, comment, let me know down below. But right now, this whole thing is basically coming down to the last few steps. They pushed back Durk's case. They said one of the key figures, OTF Dede, with him being a close associate and a member of Lil Durk's Only the Family collective, OTF Dede's been the center of a lot of attention, and the report showed that he might be considering a plea deal. This is what's being reported and what's coming out right now from the sources. So while the details is not disclosed, the legal experts and everybody is saying that it's going to be significant repercussions for Lil Durk's defense in this trial. And so that's not a good look for him, man. You got to remember that they have, if they don't think that, if the whole lawyers and the DA and everybody think that it's not going to be a good chance for Durk, then it's going to take a miracle to try to have him get out of this jam and beat this case. And so now the trial's been rescheduled to January 7th, 2025. And so this is when, like, it was supposed to be basically this week. And so, and they granted him continuance and everything. The judges have been speaking. They've been speaking with everybody on both sides. They talked to all the attorneys and everything. And once they worked out the plea deal with OTF Dede, now the only thing left is Durk's trial. And so if the two things is connected, then it could be bad news, it could be regular or good news at Durk's trial. They're gonna have to see once they get there. But at the end of the day, you got to remember how this whole thing led up to this. Back in the day and everything, even when King Von, with everything that he was rapping about and all the cases that he was on and everything, him and Durk were on the case together. You got to remember, at first, King Von, some people say King Von didn't even want to rap at first, but it was such like things that he was saying was so valid because of what he was doing in the streets. Everybody in the studio was like, you got to get in on this track. You got to get in on this track, Von, man. This, what you just said right there was ill. So next thing you know, Durk hear that and he signs them right away. Pretty much is like, and ever since then, it's been superstardom and everything, shows, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, chains, all that, the whole lifestyle and image. And at the same time, you got to remember with everything that they got involved in, allegedly, right? With everything they got involved in, basically is two sides of this. There's all the glitz and the glamour, and then now Durk is facing the actual consequences of all the stuff. You know, everything from being in the streets, you know, 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the game, you know, everything like that is pretty much what it looked like. Just like how you've seen it many times play out in real life. And so what you got to see is that the whole image, everything, they was in that fast lane, you know, clicked up. It was a lot of beefs. It was a lot of dissing on both sides. And basically the cases came around. Now it's the trial, so everybody got to see both sides of the coin. Now it's not always going to be the success, hundreds of millions of dollars and everything like that. Now he got to go in due time. He got to actually sit down for seasons, and this is just the reality of everything that the dudes and him and his people and everybody on this whole case got themselves into. So you got to look at it like this, man. Now, everybody growing up looking at this, you got to realize that this is what it could end up like. So everybody got to move a certain type of way. You know, you got to dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure you got everything on point, and, you know, try not to get involved into something that's going to go back and forth and end up like how Durk is right now. Even one of the biggest rappers, the biggest money makers and biggest talents, still got to go through something because of decisions here and there or being around the wrong people or something like that. So you just got to think before you move and everything. And you got to remember that all the people you around, everything y'all doing is going to affect in some sort of way what's going on. And basically what you got to do is learn from all that. And now to everybody that's the fans and everybody that's been watching, now they want to know, dang, is Durk gonna drop any more music? He probably working on music right now and everything like that. So you gotta think about Durk was just changing his image and he was just giving back to the community. He just started pushing peace and everything like that, but it's too late, you know. He kind of did that on the back end later in the career. If he would have started pushing the peace and everything earlier, that could have made a difference, but you got to remember that the trial is still coming. They already were working on the case and watching him, and they already had paperwork on what happened on that day with these people at this time. It was on video. If it was captured on video, it's going to come around at some point. You know, the whole state and everybody, they take on these cases and they try to set an example out of people. So they throwing out football numbers. They giving years for something like this. And they're not just going to let it slide with somebody like Durk just because he got money. You know, that's actually a perfect person to be like, you know what, we're going to make sure that everybody watching him knows not to do something like this. And it's not going to be a slap on the wrist every single time. So, you know, people got away with a lot of things. Think about all the people out there in the world, all the things they got away with, and it's just that one time they get caught up, or 1 to 2 times, you know what I'm saying? So just keeping it real out there and they trying to set an example out of Durk. So if everybody getting the plea deal in his case and you don't know what info that they gave up, and Durk is the last person to go on the stand and go on the trial, then the fingers could get pointed. It's a high percentage chance the fingers could get pointed at him. Not saying that anybody did say or put him under the bus, but people know and people talk and people understand the situation. They got to make it back to their families. They got to go put food on the table and everything. And so they had to do what they had to do to get up out that jam, because they didn't want to serve time for what they did, the crime they did. So, but at the end of the day, on both sides, there's families crying, and it's like kids is looking up, and they're gonna be missing fathers on both sides. So you just gotta pretty much look at it, and it's a lose-lose situation. And the whole community gotta come together and basically make it a win-win for everybody, so people could work together and get things done and all that. Stop beef and actually, you know, be peaceful together and everything. But that takes a lot of time. It's a lot of healing that needs to go on. And basically, when you go back and look at it now, now that the Durk trial is coming up, everybody biting their nails and they on the edge of the seat, and they waiting until what's going to happen and what they say, you know, what is going to be here and forward from now on. But at the end of the day, you got to go back and look at it like this. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment. Let me know what's going on.